What's up everyone, welcome back to Lisa channel. My name's Mickey. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to become a Walmart vendor. That's right, how do you get into Walmart? Everyone keeps asking me,
Mickey, how do I get into Walmart?
I'm so tired of this question, so I just decided to make this video. In this video, we're gonna talk about the requirements, the considerations you need to be mindful of, the process, and last but not least, the electronic data exchange between you and Walmart once you're finally a vendor. Anyways, let's get right into it. So let's get right into the requirements to get into Walmart. The first requirement is a tax ID. You need a tax ID, a valid tax ID to get into Walmart, followed by a DUNS number. A DUNS number is a number supplied by Dun & Bradstreet. I'll go ahead and link it down below so you can go through the steps to register for your own. Then you need your company information and the information for somebody to serve as a point of contact between you and Walmart. And then you need product liability insurance. Insurance for someone who goes into Walmart, buys your product, they're walking out the store, they trip, and then they stab themselves. Well, that person's probably going to want to sue you because the product was too sharp, for example. That's exactly why Walmart makes you have this liability insurance, so that it protects you against a suit and the consumer against, bodily injury should something happen with your product. Last but not least, you need product UPCs. Product UPCs are straightforward. Again, I'll link those below. So now that you know about the requirements, let's talk about the considerations. What should you consider when becoming a Walmart vendor? Well, the first thing is, how different is your product to the competition? Is your product solving a huge problem at a reasonable price? Or is your product a better mousetrap? Well, I can tell you unequivocally, if it's a better mousetrap, you will not get approved. As a matter of fact, I've got a vendor that's in Walmart with over 20 products, and anytime they try to get a product in that's not, let's say, differentiatable enough from the competition, they get that product declined. And it's only when they provide a product to Walmart that's unique. For instance, this vendor provided to Walmart a vitamin C shot. And this vitamin C shot was unique during the initiation of the COVID pandemic. And basically, you know what Walmart did? They said, yeah, give me that vitamin C shot. And it ended up being a huge money maker for both Walmart and my client. So make sure that your product is differentiatable enough. Secondly, you want to make sure that you can offer a product line. Imagine how hard it is to get approved with Walmart, the time and effort that it takes to go through this approval, only to have one product. Well, if you've got one product and it fails, the buyer, right, the category manager has no way to pivot to a different product, to take advantage of the relationship and perhaps capitalize on a different product from your business. So the probability of you getting approved having a product line of different products is much higher than somebody who just has one product. The next thing that you need is product sales history. You need to be able to disclose and discuss your sales numbers with the buyer. Why? Because the buyer wants to know that there's a proven track record, some kind of sales data for your business from the past. This shows some kind of proof of concept, some kind of product market fit versus just an idea, something you cooked up in your garage. You're stirring it like a mad scientist. No, Johnny, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want something that's sold in the past, and you need to be able to disclose those sales figures to show Walmart just how much is moving elsewhere. And I guess that's a good segue into the last characteristic, or the last thing that you need to be mindful of, and that is, what type of product is it? As you guys know, in the economic environment and the political environment that we live in, there are many more sensitivities to consumers. Does your product depict, violence? Does it depict racism? Does it depict aggression? Does it depict different things that are not conducive, or they don't align with Walmart's vision of what a society should be? Well, if you have one of these products, the probability of you getting approved is 0. So make sure that you read Walmart's terms and conditions for the types of products that they're willing to approve. So now that you know what to be mindful of and what to consider, let's talk about the actual approval process, which is quite frankly pretty straightforward. The first thing that you're going to have to do is make a Retail Link account. I'll go ahead and link that below so that you can log on and make your account. Once you make your account, you need to make your supplier profile. This supplier profile is what the buyer is going to look at to decide whether or not to approve or decline you. Now, within the supplier profile, you've got a way to upload items. And these items, guys, in case you don't know, need to have beautiful pictures. Pictures tell 1,000 words, and if you don't take a beautiful picture, nobody's going to approve you. It doesn't matter how good your description is and how big of a problem your product solves. So make sure you have a hell of a picture and a hell of a product description. Now, once you've uploaded all this information, it will now go into a queue where a buyer will review your offering and decide whether or not to give you an opportunity to go pitch the product. Now, if you are vetting for local pitching, so you want your product in local stores only, then what will happen is you will get invited to a local store to pitch your product to the store manager. If the store manager likes the product, they will move that desire to have your product for their store up the chain of command until that product is finally in that store. Now, if you're in that store and you find or you develop an ability to sell your product, there is traction on your product, it's moving, you give good service, then they'll give you distribution to other products in the region. Now, there's a stark contrast between becoming a certified vendor for Walmart in a local capacity and becoming one in a national capacity. So, if you are to become a vendor on a national capacity, what's going to happen is you're going to have to pitch your product to a category manager or a buyer, as they're called, in Bentonville, Arkansas. So you will have to go there. You will have to bring product information, samples. You will have to bring all kinds of information in regards to your sales and sales history, and then you're going to have a very limited time to look someone in the eyes and pitch them. Now, should you get approval after this pitch, you will get access to what's called the Supplier Management Application at RetailLink. This means that you are now a certified supplier for Walmart and you are approved to start receiving purchase orders for your product and start selling your product at a certain time. So this is pretty cool. This is where things really get started. Now, once you're approved, everything went great, you went to Bentonville, they approved you, they put you in 500 stores because your product is so damn awesome. Now what happens? How are the transactions exchanged between you and Walmart? Well, it's quite simple. They're going to do something called an electronic connection, or EDI, electronic data interchange, wherein they're going to send you a PO digitally. You should have an EDI system that's capable of reading that PO, importing it into your fulfillment process, picking, packing, shipping the product, and then uploading, right, a ship station label or a tracking number back to ShipStation, back to Walmart through the EDI portal so that they know that order has been shipped. Now, through that portal, you'll be able to see when the order is received by the store, and you'll be able to see when that order has been checked into the inventory, which is amazing. Once that's done, you will also be able to receive an ACH payment. This EDI process can normally be done through a company called SPS Commerce, which is actually Walmart's preferred vendor, or you can use another vendor called DI Central, and there's a multitude of people who do EDI, but the EDI provider is the one that's going to allow you the utmost control over this data exchange between you and Walmart. Now, let's say, contrastingly, that you're not going nationwide, you're not shipping things out, you're in exchange or in reality going to the actual store to do a delivery. So you're a DSD, a direct store delivery type of company. So what you're going to have to do there is get approved to do DEX. And DEX is something that's a little more complex because with the DEX system, you need a handheld for your drivers. You need a plug to plug into Walmart's system. It's literally, and I'll go ahead and put a little picture of it up here, it's a little plug that goes into a hole in the wall that transmits the transaction from the tablet on the driver's handheld, or from the tablet, the application on the tablet, and it'll transmit through that port into a hole in the wall, which will go into Walmart's system, and the receiver will see the order on their gun. Now, I've covered DEX in many other videos before. I'll go ahead and link those down below. But if you have any questions, hit me in the comments. That's pretty much the entire process to get it approved into Walmart. I hope that video helped. I know it wasn't very specific to your industry because I'm just doing something general to help the masses. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, go down below, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care.